My volume.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the White Light Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Chance Jones, and we have resident psychic Joanie Eisinger with us. Before we get started, I have a quick disclaimer to make. The material contained in this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. This information is not intended to be construed as a medical diagnosis or treatment. This information should not take the place of a consultation with a physician or healthcare professional for medical diagnosis and or treatment. If you'd like to find more about Joanie, you can go to her website, jonieswhitelightshealing.com. Again, jonieswhitelightshealing.com. Hi, Joanie.
Hi.
How are you today on Friday the 13th of all?
I'm doing okay. I've got my 13 on. My dad asked my mom to marry him 58 years ago on Friday the 13th. So in my family, it's a lucky number.
That's beautiful. I know a lot of people are very anxious, especially with what's going on in the world today. Um, so we decided today that we were going to talk not only about, but we're going to center today around the coronavirus and the spread of the virus and quarantine, things like that, how people are doing. Just to, give a little hope to people because everyone's feeling down. Everyone's feeling scared. I know a lot of schools have shut down. We are shut down, which is why we're meeting over Skype today.
Right.
Until April 3rd. I know some schools are shut down for the rest of the year. And I know a lot of these students are worried that they're going to get bad grades because it is hard not to do work when you feel like you don't have to go to class. Especially for those about to graduate or about to maybe get into university. It's very strange to think about what you should do with your time.
Shall
So,
I jump right into that?
yeah, yes.
I'm just going to jump right in because you guys and gals and all you can make this like a free for all for yourselves, and it could become like one big distraction party,
Exactly.
bottoming out. So, the first thing that I get when you say about the kids, I call you guys kids, sorry, to be, because I've got a kid who's now an adult in college,
Uh-huh.
um, the worry about getting bad grades. Everyone has to do their best. So they have to adult now. This is a time when you put your best foot forward, adult yourselves. That is highly suggested that every soul is getting the opportunity to see how well they do under pressure. This is like really that song, Under Pressure. And some
Hmm.
people do better than others, but you need to understand that this time is not of punishment. This is not where we're being screwed. This is a time of liberation. This planet is shifting over to a love planet. So there's a lot that's going on that's coming to the surface and it's being released, and the earth is healing. So while y'all are stuck, whether you're stuck in school or whether you're stuck at home, the point is you're safe, you're protected, all is well. It's divinely ordered. Go about your business. If you want to bottom out, it's easy to do it. Now you have the opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Joe and Jane Public in school. You have the opportunity now. If you want to flunk, here's a really great opportunity to mess it up. I don't think that's what this is about. This is about being your best friend, being the best version of yourself. This is about getting control of yourself and your fears and facing them down and going, well, I can do this. I have an interest in learning. That's why I went to school, and
Mhm.
I'm going to continue delving. If anything, you want to be there for your professors. I am sure that the professors who love teaching are as pained as the students, that this goes both ways. Professors go into the field with hearts open. They want to share, they want to impart their knowledge to all of you. and that they now have a restriction and they have to learn in a very short amount of time how to do this remotely, how to do this without students around, or like most of their classes are empty except for some stragglers that are on campus. Whatever the case, this is mutually felt. Please yourself first, then please your professors, please the ones that are paying. If you're paying for yourself, please yourself. If someone else is paying for your tuition, or you got a grant or a loan, like, do it for the government, do it for some company or some agency that's supporting you, sponsoring you. This is a time where you could be your best friend and continue on. It's such a surreal time, folks. It's so surreal. So y'all didn't expect to be in this situation. Now you're here. I'm friggin' in my guest room on a laptop with you, Chance, doing this. It's so friggin' weird. It's surreal.
It is very,
so the fears have to be dealt with. The best foot forward has to be considered. And that if you want to get the most out of your classes, to get some really good grades on your semester end report card, you can. You meet with your friends when you can, if you're on campus. And if you're off campus and you're separated from your friends, there's social media. But that you need to, just like as if you were on campus, you put that shit aside. You do what you need to do first, and then you meet up at the times when you normally would, when you had your dining hall hours or going off campus for a bite, or you're going to all meet at the EC or in someone's dorm.
I think that's the hardest thing is like you said, having to adult ourselves, having to basically keep the integrity of doing our schoolwork without the pressure of the teacher being right there, without the pressure of having to own up to your mistakes in person, kind of thing. So it's a lot about integrity right now. I'm feeling.
Absolutely. And I never did independent study when I was in school, because I knew that it would be a free-for-all, and I wasn't so good with that, and I knew that I could probably stray, and I needed that structure. Some people do well, but most like that regimentation.
Exactly. A lot of people like the structure.
The structure is really cool. It keeps us all contained, and we know what to do next. And we get that little bit of the edgy competition from those around us, like, well, I can't sleep because look, they're all awake. I'm going to get the F and they're going to get higher grades. So y'all knew before coming into this lifetime that this was going to happen. Like, what? What is she talking about? Yup, folks. This event that is occurring now has been prophesied. This is something that has been planned for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And the Earth is being turned over into a love planet. And this is happening fast and furious right now. So you knew that you were going to be in situations, different situations in college right now, where you would either be separated from your family and friends, whether you would be with them and then not on campus. Whatever the case, you knew you would have to adult right now. And so you wanted it. There's a spiritual truism. God doesn't put more on your plans than you can handle. It would be such a fail if you, before coming into a lifetime, put all of these things that would be too much for you, and then you would crap out at some point. What's the point? You wouldn't have a chance to fulfill your life contracts. So you knew when you'd be born, where you'd go to school respectively. I'm hoping that this gets sent around to other students at other schools that are in similar situations. I hope that this video is picked up by parents and kids and it spreads. So wherever you aren't a victim. You knew in advance that this was going to go down. You wanted to be here for it. Ask yourselves, what can I learn from this, and how can I learn from this? How, meaning what can I do to better myself? Where am I screwed up? Where am I lagging? What are my limitations? I have this pressure, this challenge or obstacle right in my face.
Yes.
What am I going to do with this, sink or swim?
Yeah. That's a lot of, like I told you, I look at a lot of tarot reading YouTube videos, and a lot of what they've been telling me, I've been focusing more on the topic of love, which is interesting that you said Earth is turning over into a love planet. But they've, so I've been in this situation with this person where I've been giving way too much of myself. And one of the things that one of the readers told me was this was so you could learn from it. Like, you were put in this situation so you could learn not to do this again, or learn, if you're going to do this again, how to do it properly. And yeah, and so it's very interesting that we are intertwining now. Like, it's so confusing, but
Everything is for a learning opportunity.
Uh-huh.
So it's easy to delve into like love and like, okay, well, what can I learn from it? But this, who the heck would ever think that this is a learning opportunity? Everyone's like, I'm being punished. This is hell. Get me out of here. I'm afraid. And then it's like, and it's not. This is just like the other things that come on our path. So it's great that you can now translate this. So, okay, well, there was a love challenge, but now I'm here and, oh, this is a school challenge. This is an earth challenge. What am I going to do with it?
Yes. Yeah. That's a question that everyone needs to ask themselves. But it also takes a lot of strength. It takes the introspection, the being able to deal with your own shit inside, and learning to throw it back at the fan, you know?
You know, for some people that's difficult, and I would suggest for the people that have their shit that is getting in the way of managing, I would ask them to really just sit down with themselves and see whether they can just change their perception, change the way they've been doing things. That if it isn't working, just now's a great time to change it up, do something different. I believe that in certain cases, you don't need to be on the therapist's couch for 20 years to just stop thinking or doing or saying something. You know, addicts go into the rooms of recovery. They don't take 20 years of therapy to go, I think maybe I'll consider stopping. They just one day go, I'm done. So you can do this with fear. You could do this with just getting in your own way. If people are obsessing about something, say enough. I'm burning my friggin' circuits, and just like think of something happy. Think of a little dog or a little cat.
Yeah, I know. Again, it's interesting because I feel like my whole life is like is like coming together with this whole situation, because I've been having a problem recently with overeating, and like just feeling like I need to be doing something. And I guess eating has to become that thing. But recently I've been like it needs to stop. Like, it's not helping me. It's not helping anything. It's not helping my situation. There's no purpose. So let's cut it out.
So what I would suggest is for you and anyone that's watching or listening, regarding whether it's overeating or getting involved in anything to cope, to suppress discomfort, is ask yourselves what you're afraid of. Ask yourselves what discomfort you are experiencing. That's the first thing, is to identify the feelings. That's it, because people are engaging in overspending, and they're over chatting with friends about this, or they're overthinking, or they're overeating, or they're over drinking and drugging, or whatever it is. They might be moving themselves away from their feelings. Feelings do not kill us, folks. They are transient. They are the je ne sais quoi. They're esoteric. They're the intangible. It's not like it's a pen. This is a pen. It's going to be a pen. It's a pen. A feeling, fear.
Yes.
Where? What? Where? Show me. It's intangible.
Uh-huh.
You can look at fear and go, hey, fear, hi. Face your fear. And then ask you, okay, fear, and then go in. What are you afraid of?
Uh-huh.
What do you what am I afraid of? Oh, I'm afraid of dropping dead. Well, unless you're not eating, unless you're sitting in a burning building and you're not getting out,
Yes.
you're here.
Uh-huh.
You're here. If you need help, you go find someone. There's always 911. So you're here. So you're here. Now, I am a spiritualist, so I believe that there's a reason for everything. So there are people who are afraid and they've forgotten that they have not been forsaken. There are many divine ones in the ethers. There are angels. There are ascended masters and archangels. There are guides and loved ones. There are star beings and elementals and consciousnesses. There are so many beloveds that are here and know, and they are assisting with this transition. So if people think that they're alone and that this is just hell,
Yeah.
it's a shift, and that you're being supported, watch for the miracles, watch the synchronicities.
Yeah.
Ask for support from the other side. Talk to your friends if you need support. If you need mental health help, get that. If you need to see a medical professional, go. But in the meantime, know that you're probably running from discomfort.
Yeah.
And that feelings have not killed anyone. And that you're a tough, tough, tough person here. Y'all are kick-ass Earth School humans to be here now.
Yeah.
Would never have incarnated now if we weren't able to handle it.
I think that's very strong advice. I think a lot of people need to hear, like you said, that we're not alone. We're all a part of the same collective. We're all helping each other. We all have the ability to help each other. We have the ability to help ourselves when we can. And like you said, feelings aren't gonna kill us. Feelings can't hurt us. But sometimes they get so powerful that it kind of takes more than it needs to. Takes more than you should let it. And that
takes training.
Yeah. Because even now, I just saying that, like, I definitely don't have the training, so my feelings will sometimes, a lot of the time, get the best of me, and I will sit with them for way longer than I need to, and I will let them occupy more space than they should be allowed to.
So first of all, I would say you're a younger soul. I'm older than you. I could be your mom. So I've had more years for this training. So y'all that are of this age, you got to give yourselves, and I think give yourselves credit, latitude, be human, be your age. That just to be aware, for you to be aware of your process is a win. Just to be able to talk about this educatedly is really a win. Yeah. And then from there, you just be mindful of your process and you try the best that you can. That's for everyone. Just do the best that you can. Some people's situations are more difficult than others. So it's more difficult to buck this, that the pressure is great. So cry if you need to. Ask someone for a hug. Address any addictions that there are. They need to be addressed because that gets in the way of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any questions about anything that you think the viewers need answers for?
Let me think. Something that just came to my head.
Go ahead.
Will we, or what? I'm thinking like other side. Like what is the other side of this? Like what is on the other side of this virus?
Okay.
Or this epidemic?
I'm gonna ask them whether it's gonna be a Joanie answer first or a channeled.
Okay.
They say I'll go first.
Okay.
That's it. I have to. Formatting is everything, honey. So let's see what I would say. I would say that this is a rebirth. This is the end of the old.
Mhm.
This is the scouring of the last bits of grime. There are people that are here on this earth that have not belonged. They are from outside of earth. Crimes have been committed. There is a roundup now. The virus is to contain people. Metaphors being said now. Some people want to leave and they will through a virus. Other people will go because they need to be eliminated from this Earth planet. This has been planned. The power structure will be changing. I do not see this as doom and gloom. I see this part of almost like separating wheat from the chaff.
Mhm.
People might look at me strange when I say this, but I see this as blessed. I see this as glorious, and I'm not talking about reveling in anyone being sick.
Uh-huh.
Talking about something that's so big and so wide in scope that it will only be in later times that people will understand
Yes.
the entire story. For right now, we're in the middle of something that appears ugly and mucky and
Yes.
twisted and gray. And that's okay. It is what it is. And I have a lot of questions. I don't know much of this. I know some things. But what I would say is that it will be beautiful. It will be better. It will be a future that is laid out, that is peaceful. And there are heralding angels that will be assisting each and every one of you. All souls are held. This is momentous. There are many people that I believe have a knowing, a divine knowing in their heart that something's going on. They're not sure. And that every now and then they feel, either they're feeling the chills, the angelic, right? The goosebumps and the chills, which is truth. It's validation of their knowing. Or their heart is like tingling and getting warm. And that they know that something's going on that's good. And they're like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm ready for this. This is sure good. So that's what Joanie would say. Now I'm going to channel and see what they have to say.
Okay.
For those that are going to be watching. And before I channel, I say this in my YouTube videos, that this is March 13, 2020, yet there are no timestamps.
Yeah.
Sure, this is a time in Earth's history, so we're going to have this when if people see this at a later date, sure.
Yeah.
It's a bit dated, but the information that people will get from this is relevant because spirit knows who watches and when.
Yes.
So I'm going to go in now and I'm going to see what they have to say for y'all. You're safe. You're safe. You're safe. If you need to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you want to wear gloves, wear gloves. If you want to wear a hat, wear a hat. If you want to wear a raincoat, wear a raincoat. Do you think, Chance, I've got some cheeky guides that are here?
Yeah, definitely.
Whoa! I'm
Oh
going back in. So if there's a rainstorm, you put up an umbrella.
Uh-huh.
if there's something you feel's floating around in the air, if you want to wear a mask, if you want to wear a bandana, cover your mouth, stay away from. They're so funny. They are so.
Right here.
Here you go. You got your mask. Ah, the masquerade ball. That should be a future dorm party, and everyone pulls out their friggin' masks.
That has been a dance on campus. There's been a masquerade ball on campus before.
Well, but is it with these type of masks?
Oh no.
That's what I mean. A masquerade ball.
That's funny.
Maybe we've got some good ones here. Masquerade. So they're trying to add the levity to this. So they say if it's raining, you put up an umbrella. So if there's something that you feel could be contagious and you could get something, you could contract something, do what you feel will work to make yourself feel in control. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are feeling out of control. So if you want to avoid places where there are a lot of people, it's okay. This is temporary. This is temporary. I'll see what else they say.
Okay.
So join with other hearts. So what you can do is if there's ever anyone who wishes to do this, you could put out a time or make an event. Y'all could sit outside. You could sit in a circle or stand. And you could just imagine that all of your hearts open. You don't have to touch each other. Just you open up your hearts. Someone might lead, maybe you would lead this, and that you imagine via intention that you join the hearts. It's like a heart joining, and that love pours out of y'all to each other, and that y'all are encircled in blessed light and love, and you're offering strength to each other. And I see this gathering. You could do this on all campuses. You unite as one, and your hearts combined fill each other with blessed, holy love. Y'all will be taken down several notches. You'll just it's like a step down process. So we go from crazy and out there to chill. And so the heart connection thing that y'all could do on any campus, it assists greatly. Now, here's another thing, too, is there are those of you that aren't on campus. And so if there's anything that's created on campuses regarding a heart connection circle, you could even have a person be there remotely on their phone, or you could even tell them when to do it if they aren't available to join at that time when you physically are together with your group on campus. You could even put something on social media, and you could say, for all the students who wish to do this, to have a group love support link at such and such day, such and such time, and whether it'll be Eastern Standard Time or whatever. That Drew University is Eastern Standard, so. And you say, and figure out your time zone accordingly. We're going to have like a 5-minute or a 10-minute heart link. And you just imagine that we're all together, and you open up your heart. You put white light protection over everyone and yourself, so only positive energies can come in. Only the highest of Christ light energies come in. And when I say Christ light, I don't mean Jesus. I mean the ones that are enlightened, that have walked this earth and had the enlightened moment, or are from other realms and are of high wisdom. And then you imagine pouring out your heart and allowing to receive. And when everyone joins up in unison at that time for about 10 minutes, you are bathed in love, blessed, holy love. And I see people's vibrations going up. I see fears moving away. I see information from everyone, all the ones participating. They're all tagging each other with, well, I know how to cope with that. You don't know how to cope with that. Well, I do. Oh, but I don't know how to cope with that, but you do. And everyone's swapping.
Like a potluck.
like a potluck in the ethers of love.
Yes. That's
So
beautiful.
that's what, that is something that every student can do, whether they are on or off campus. They just have to be notified regarding an event. It could be every day
Mhm.
until this passes.
Mhm.
And every religion, every denomination, every belief system, any belief that is about love, not of hate,
Mhm.
cannot be where there's hating, because there's no, well, my way is better, you're different, therefore you will not receive my love. This is for those who believe in unity consciousness, that we are all connected as one, and that we share our love because we are one big love ball.
Yeah. That's another question I was having.
Go ahead.
How long do you think this is going to affect people on the scale that it's affecting people? Like, how long do you think it's going to be as big as it is?
I'm going to go in regarding that. I'll see if they say, because this is quite secret.
Yeah.
It's a rollout here. So let's see. A few weeks. I think a few weeks to a month, a few weeks. Things could become more strict where people can't travel, could be. If that's the case, it's okay. There's a phrase that I kind of put together from Louise Hay. She was a woman who was a spiritualist, and she said a lot of these phrases, and I just put it all together in one big phrase.
Mhm.
So I credit her, Louise Hay, Hay. And I like this phrase. I think this has helped me greatly, and I think that everyone would benefit. And if you write it on a little piece of paper and you put it in your wallet, or you put it in your pocketbook, you put it on your night table, you put it on a kitchen counter, you put it on a post-it on your bathroom mirror, wherever, in your car if you have one. Everything is unfolding in divine right order. I am safe and all is well. That is powerful.
That's very powerful. Can you say it one more time?
Absolutely. Everything is unfolding in divine right order. I am safe and all is well.
That's exactly, like, I know what a lot of people need to hear. Like, I know my whole family is afraid because there are confirmed cases in North Carolina, and that's where I'm from. So over spring break, I got a call from my mom saying, "Guess what?" And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Mm-hmm.
So I know there's a lot of people worried about family and friends. Like you said, some people might have had to leave campus but can't go home because they live overseas, and so they're feeling incredibly alone.
Yes.
And that's another thing I wanted to touch on.
Go ahead.
On loneliness in the world right now. Why are so many people feeling alone?
Lonely.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in, see what they have to say. A lot of people don't know themselves and don't love themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of their being alone with themselves, they believe there's no one there. So I'm going to clarify. They don't know who they are. They pity themselves. They've had people say things to them that aren't nice. They believe that they aren't worth much. And as a result, they're either cocooning and they don't have enough support, or they have attracted people to reinforce the belief that they are worthless,
Mm-hmm.
worth less or worthless.
Yeah.
So if people are feeling lonely, they need to know that help is everywhere, love is everywhere, friendship and support are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that one needs to ask themselves, how do I feel about myself? How do I get in the way
Mm-hmm.
of my meeting people? Why might I be blocking myself from meeting people? Am I my worst enemy? Do I possibly have personality issues where I confound friendships and relationships? Why might I be doing that? Is it because I feel I'm not worthy of anything good? Oh, yeah, I don't like myself. Therefore, I screw up friendships and relationships, and here I am alone.
Yeah.
Right? So that was the bottom line. That was a reading for the collective, for those that find themselves alone and lonely, that due to the treatment that they've experienced in this lifetime or the negative self-words that they've offered to themselves, they have kept others out of their domain.
Yeah.
Work on yourself first, be your best friend. And then after you improve your sense of self-worth, that's when the people start entering. Now, people are always right around us. Even if we're in the Appalachians or in a desert, there are travelers.
Yeah.
There's always someone. But if you aren't happy with yourself, you might say this on them, stay away. And you could end up saying, oh, but I'm so lonely, no one likes me. But really, you've done that in some way, shape, or form to reinforce that you don't deserve connection.
Yes. Something that you said, I would like you to touch on a little more.
Go ahead.
Blocking other people from themselves, or people blocking, like you said, like it might be because they have to deal with themselves first. But how do people go about, like, once they feel like they have processed themselves enough, or have sat with themselves long enough, how do you undo the blocking of other people? How do you then again, like, bring yourself to be with other people again?
Great question. Okay, so a few things here. We can't control other people. We can only control ourselves.
Yes.
So we can't have expectations that after we've worked on ourselves that we can bring people back that we might have warded off or ruined things.
Yeah.
We can envision, we can ask the other side if it's for my highest good that they return. Okay. So one works on themselves, they be their best friend, and then at that point where they feel that they have more integrity and feel that there's self-worth here now, then maybe there are ways to connect again with the ones that they wish to reconnect with. You pray on it. I wouldn't force myself on anyone.
Yeah.
I would take small steps and not have any expectations that you would be met with the reciprocation that the person is truly interested in reestablishing a relationship. And that's a learning thing as well. Some people are not to reestablish. That even before you do reach out again, you need to ask yourself, well, cost benefit risk management here. And if I do this, are they going to laugh at me? Are they going to scorn me? How important is this? Do I really need them, or should I be with someone new? Do I need a new chapter?
Yeah, that's okay. That you just popped another question in my mind. How do you move on to this other chapter after you've decided that you're ready to close one?
One needs to accept what has occurred. One needs to go inside and see whether the person or the situation is for their highest good. If you were being mistreated, if the person does not meet the requirements of what you would call a supportive, loyal, loving companion, friend, colleague, you do not have to incorporate them back into your life. It always stems back to how you feel about yourself. The more you love yourself, the less shenanigans you'll put up with. And that's basically what it is.
That's very true. I know. I used to put up with a lot more than I am willing to now.
Same.
Yes.
That's a process that takes time as well.
Yeah.
We give second, third, fourth chance until it's like, wait a minute, I'm so tired of this. I see the flags. I get it. I don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah. And one of my professors, sophomore year for this queer studies class I was in, they said, at a certain point in your life, you will notice many flags and be okay with them because of blind acceptance of the person. And then at another point in your life, you see one red flag, you're out. And it's all about reaching, I guess, the wisdom to know whether or not a flag is a flag, or if a flag is has a deeper meaning.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just honing your discernment. Sometimes there are get over artists where we just we get gotten over.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do the best that we can, huh?
Yes.
And I would also say regarding all of this, let yourself be human. So we're allowed to make mistakes, although anything that's in error is a learning opportunity. We're allowed to forget. We're allowed to stray. We're allowed to be distracted. We're allowed to be sad. We're allowed to be afraid. We are souls incarnated in human bodies for a spiritual experience. So this is a kick-ass planet. So everyone's being challenged now, but we're allowed to mess up. We're allowed to not know. Yes. A lot of people want to know, but where do you grow? In the not knowing.
Yes.
That's what, yes. Oh my God, if you could hold on tight and just not know, you've made it.
Yes. That's so something that kind of an overall theme that I picked up from what we've been talking about is acceptance of the things around you, acceptance of, like you said, acceptance of what has occurred, and the acceptance of yourself and your mistakes. So how does, or maybe not how, but what is in the way of acceptance? Is it, like you said, does it always come back to a person's thoughts about themselves, or is it about, or is society somewhere in there?
It's usually pain.
Yeah.
And sometimes it has to do with having difficulty because someone had an expectation.
Okay.
If a person hangs their hat on something, if a person has an expectation, chances are the universe is going to say, So what you do is, the way you tweak it is you can hope and wish and desire it and intend and play with that creative piece that we all have within us. And then we put out there also, well, if it's for my highest good.
Yes.
So if it doesn't happen, we don't come crashing down. So that, I would say, is expectations need to be addressed. But if the issue has nothing to do with expectation, then whatever befalls us that is a disappointment or a scary, it's acceptance. Yeah. And that a lot of people fight that. No, I don't want that. I don't like that. That isn't fair. Wait a minute. Fair is moot in Earth School. That it just doesn't even compute. There's no such thing as fair. In terms of what do you do when something is on your path and you don't like it? Well, instead, just look at it and go, okay, this is toxic. You don't have to like it. We don't have to like it and marry it.
I think that's where a lot of people
Remember
get
when you were in elementary school? Well, I don't have to marry you.
like.
I have to marry you. So it's the same thing. You don't have to marry the friggin' difficult thing. It's like it's there. Okay. And so you just look at it and go, God, that sucks.
Just like we were talking about with feelings and emotions. A part of I took a class last year on basically on mindfulness, on sitting, on being with your emotions and just accepting them, knowing that they're there, and processing them, feeling them, and then that's it. Don't need to. Yeah.
That's right. So a lot of people go in thinking there's something about winning or fairness. Well, they got over. They duped me. Well, I'm not going to forgive them because then they'll win. That's ego based, and it's a misperception. Acceptance is key and forgiveness is key. And I'll say, if you are not forgiving, then you incur karma. And then you have to come back and have a do-over. So that would suck. So I very much suggest accepting and forgiving.
Okay. Can we do, can you go through your process of forgiveness for all of the people listening and watching right now?
Absolutely. So if you find yourself today in a situation where you have unforgiveness towards yourself, where you're blaming yourself or you're blaming other. Now, the other could be a person, it could be an institution, it could be a concept, it could be a group, a collective. If you have unforgiveness and you blame yourself or other, you have karma, bad karma that you are incurring. And if you go to your passing in this lifetime, with that, you have to come back. You have to pre-birth plan to do it over somehow to balance it, to get it right. Mm-hmm. Let's do a healing. Mm-hmm. Wow. Let's end this with a healing. Now, it's big stuff, but we can. All the people who are watching this video, if you have karma, unforgiveness towards self and or other in this lifetime or any others where you're incarnated, your higher self is now going around. That's your spirit, the one that knows better, is now going around all over creation where you're incarnated too, and pulling up all the situations where you have unforgiveness towards self and other, and you're balling them all up. You all respectively are balling them up. And you say inside, I forgive myself. There we go. So this is huge. A lot of people had shackles on and they were drawing swords. There's a lot of battle-related issues that are coming up. People frozen, scared, lonely, tired, sick, hungry, poisoned. Next step, forgive everyone and everything. Wow. Y'all are swimming in a bath of love right now. Someone's tonsils, they were hurting, now they're feeling better. Their teeth were all rattly, now they're getting better. Their mouth is feeling better. Their head is feeling better. There are a lot of people with sore necks. That's healing. But teeth, there's a lot of dental. Next step, ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness. Please, all of you, forgive me because I had unforgiveness towards you. So now I'm seeing galloping, a lot of information from other souls, like a network, are going towards all of you who are doing this work, like going towards you and assisting. There's a lot of assistance right now. It's gorgeous. Last part, thank God for these life lessons. And when I say God, I don't mean a source that is separate from. I mean one as the collective, spirit, source, creator, mother, father, God, the I am presence, however you, or higher power, however you wish to imagine the creator that busted us all into respective God sparks that are playing in creation to know itself better. So sip water. All of you who are watching, including you, Chance, if you participated, sip water between now and when you go to sleep. It'll help flush negative energies through the physical body. If people are afraid of going to sleep in the dark, if you need to put a light on, do it. So there's some of you that are afraid, they want the light on, do it. They're like, it doesn't matter. No one's judging. Do what makes you feel happy. If you need to snuggle with a teddy bear or a rabbit or something at night, there you go. I mention this a lot in healings, that there are love objects that people have, and they assist very, very much, that they are energetic in itself because you've imbued love, and you see them as an assistance object. So I suggest that if people have a fuzzy blanket, a soft object, a little squeaky toy, anything that would give them hope, they are to have it nearby. They can just go by it and brush it with their hands, or whatever. You could sleep with it. It doesn't even matter. This isn't about judgment. Who gives a crap what people think?
Yes.
This is about maintaining centeredness and peace and chill. Go into your knowing, go with your gut. If something feels good, you follow it. If something feels weird, that's an answer unto itself.
Yeah.
Now, there might be people that don't feel grounded and they're very floaty and or anxious or panicky. I recommend this. This is called a grounding affirmation. When you wake up in the morning and you first put your feet on the floor, you say this: I imagine my feet being one with the earth, like roots of a tree, growing deep into the earth for strength and stability. And your spirit that's housed in a physical vessel hooks into Mother Earth, which is a spirit in a rock, and you hook up. And it assists in keeping you a little more steady than if you aren't grounded.
Mm-hmm.
And you might find that the energy starts coming up through your feet. I don't say the affirmation anymore. When I wake up and I put my feet on the floor, I just say the word grounding, and it's done. And the other thing too is that if people want to carry a grounding stone to assist them in staying centered and anchored to the earth, these are the following crystals that assist. Shungite, Shungite, hematite, Hematite, onyx, jet, obsidian, granite, smoky quartz, and tourmaline, the dark bluish black tourmaline. Those are highly recommended, and if you don't have any of them, you choose one of your choice, and imagine that etherically in the ethers that the energy of one of those grounding stones envelops you, and that's called using intention. When you go to sleep at night, you might want to intentionally move the grounding stone energy aside, so when you sleep, your body can leave and travel as an orb into dreamscape.
That was beautiful and definitely very needed. I was definitely participating in the forgiveness work.
I'm glad.
Yeah. So thank you.
You're welcome. I wish I could be there on campus. I wish we could be in the radio station. Do you want to say a little snippet of why we haven't been in the radio station?
Sure, yeah. So they've been at WMNJ, the radio station here at Drew. They've been doing some renovations, updating the equipment, or trying to update the equipment in the station, and so we haven't been able to use it or to access the studio at all. So we've been doing our show from right here from my suite in McClendon, and it's been going great. But so hopefully the studio was actually supposed to open. It was supposed to be open this week. It was supposed to be open after spring break. But again, Drew got shut down due to COVID-19. And that's okay because we're still alive and kicking. We're still doing the show.
Now, do you want to give your live broadcast of what we're going to be doing after you graduate?
Oh, sure. So after I graduate, after I leave Drew, hopefully the white light will get passed on to another Drew student and stay on the Drew campus. But
And if
Joanie
any
and I,
students are interested, please reach out to Chance.
please do. Please do. You can reach me, cjones5@drew.edu. Um, but in other news, Joanie and I have been planning another show, a web series, which this is kind of the test for, called The Spotlight, where we will be working not solely, but working with forgiveness work for actors who may feel lost or who may feel blocked, who may feel any blockage in their craft, as I certainly do. And so yeah, we'll after I graduate, we'll be picking that up, and we'll see you there.
Absolutely. Thank you for hosting this. It's been a wild ride this year.
It really has. Again, 2020, the year of crystal clear vision,
That's
is
right.
it's so wow. There's a reason for everything, as you say.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. So I would say to folks, we're going to have this on your YouTube channel. It's going to be on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to both of our respective channels and press the bell all icon to receive notifications when we put up our videos. Please like and share and
yes,
comment below if you are so moved. And if you know anyone that you feel would be assisted by this, please don't hesitate to share. There are so many college students
oh
across
yeah,
this nation that they are so upset.
yeah, very much. Um, so if you would like to reach Joni or learn more about her, again, you can go to her website, jonieswhitelightshealing.com. One more time, jonieswhitelightshealing.com. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope you found the answers you might have been looking for. And if not, I hope you found answers for questions that you weren't looking for.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.